Welcome back. This is the set of videos to show how to automate using Cucumber and Selenium for a typical test cases that we see in day-to-day life. So we already completed one session where we created a framework which actually have a step definition file and the run file and the feature file. So we created a skeleton and we created some set of methods to actually show that how the glue is working. But now the actual thing is to fill the meat into that. For that, we use Selenium. In some organizations, they actually use unit testing to fulfill the cucumber stuff. But now for us, we are using Selenium. So because we are automating the acceptance test. So that is more of a different topic. But from this point, if developer takes, they can write unit tests. But as automation tester, we are writing the Selenium tests. But here, very important point is if a person from a Selenium background or a normal automation background knows that we have something like we have something like before, after, before class, after class, those kind of stuff. So here also in Cucumber also we can have a before annotation and after annotation to initialize your WebDriver object and kill the WebDriver object. So here also, just like a test engine JUnit, we have after and before. But be very sure that that is coming from your Cucumber library, not from the JUnit library. Okay. So to actually to initialize the driver, as we are not using any page object model, we typically write all the Selenium code in the same step-definition file. We don't have anything else. Or in our case, we can write one base test where we can write the before and after. Okay. So what I will do is I'll create one base file just to put some initialization and killing the objects. Okay. So base test, which is nothing but which actually before public void browser doesn't matter. So it is very important to use Cucumber's annotations. Don't use JUnit annotation. This is the place where people will be confused and you won't able to run Cucumber stuff properly. So now onwards, because we need to have JUnit library and Cucumber library, here people will get confused because of the importing stuff. So be very careful that we actually import the Cucumber annotation. Okay, be very careful. Okay, the same way, what I do is after make sense. Very careful. So now, typically, as we are extending this step definition with base test. Okay, so we need to. So now the base test where is nothing but to have your before and after. Okay, so we create a WebDriver object. Okay, object here, but we initialize that. Okay, so make it public or protected will do, but we'll keep it as public so that your child object, child classes start to use it. Okay.
Is it necessary to use static because we are not getting any, we are not actually retaining any value right from the driver. So is it okay to use static or it's better to leave public?
Right now, from this context point of view, no need to think about static. But if you're using before before class and after class in test ng or JUnit, we do require to use them.
Okay.
But we are not using JUnit here, using Cucumber, and these methods don't need any static. That is why we don't have any problem. Okay, so we can straight away use a normal. Yeah.
So one best advice to keep static or not.
It's not advisable to keep static until
In
unless.
Cucumber.
Okay. So now driver is equal to new Firefox driver. So hopefully you have a Firefox installed on your local machine. Okay, some spelling is wrong. Yeah, it is the Firefox. We will invoke the driver, and finally we need to use the driver. Okay. So now we invoked and we did. Okay. So now what should happen? So open the browser and close it. Okay. So it will open the browser and it will close it. Okay, so I think we are clear that we are open the browser and we are closing it. Okay, so we are to test this, we actually open the browser and we close it. Okay, so what I will do to actually make sure that everything is running, because the thing is, always try to run it, test it whether it is working, because after writing a lot of code, if it is not running, you can't go back. So it's very important that you test your stuff. Why I had written that dummy thing? Because I'm testing it. Right now you can see that there was a small problem. Okay, so I think it doesn't like, Cucumber doesn't like to extend the classes. So so right now I think Cucumber don't like to extend the class. They should have given a definition that we can't extend it. So what we do is we use the same thing, the same class. Okay, so it looks like Cucumber don't like it, because typically when we use a page object model, it likes to extend, but here Cucumber is asking not to extend. So let us stick to the basics. But I think in the coming classes I will try to, yeah, we'll remove this okay. So yes, I'm again reiterating, I am expecting that the driver should open and close, but it looks like Cucumber don't allow to extend classes that define step definitions or hooks. So clearly mentioning that it should not have your after and before somewhere else. There may be some logical definition behind that, but I will investigate on that. I will come back to that. Okay. So right now, yes, again we'll test it. We'll test again. You're always rigorous. You run test run only. See if you can't run anywhere else. Hopefully, it will open your Firefox browser and close it. That's it. That will be our success part of the test. Okay. So what it should happen is it will actually open a Firefox browser, close it, and type all the three methods in the system.out.println. Yeah. So you can see that the browser is opening, and the browser should close because we don't do anything else than that. So it should close it. Okay, so it got closed and we got all the things. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so if we are a bit more interested, so we can write something like, okay, so we can say that, okay, because always this will give a more information what the system is doing at that point. Okay, so that's it. So there's no big difference. Okay, right now after that the next thing is, as we actually have to go to home page, which, so there is some set of predefined steps that we need to do. One important thing is we need to go to the home page or where we need to go, and second thing is we need to put a implicit weight into our own defined way. So we need to put at least 30 seconds as the predefined implicit weight, because we are putting a settings there. One more thing that I would suggest is we maximize the browser so that we can see the full view. So maximizing the browser and putting the implicit weight and opening the home page is my 3 steps once the browser is open. Okay, so I can put that in the start browser or before here. Okay, so I'm putting here. There's nowhere else because for other kind of steps there is a predefined set of things I need to do. So I can't open the home page in the when I'm in login page. So I need to actually stick to what the method is supposed to do. Don't really do which the method is not supposed to do. Okay, so you should be very careful when we are designing something in the page object model, in the Cucumber. In page object model, you are writing a method, so your own way. Okay, but when we are not using page object model, when using Cucumber, be very sure that because you are linking the business terminology with Java. So you should actually stick to what the business is saying. Because if you are not actually doing what the step is supposed to do, then you are not actually writing a good test. So we should actually, that is the reason why where the business and Java should and the technology should be closer. Okay. So right now, as I said, we actually do something like get, yeah, and our home page that we already know. Yeah, this is the home page. Okay, so which will actually okay. So now, as I said, there are three steps. One is the opening the URL, and second thing is managing the timeout. So we have something like this. So implicit wait, and we need to give how much time we want. So typically, I say 30 seconds. That's my time, and I give the time limit. So there is a static class in Java to actually no, no, as it in seconds we will do. Okay, so timeouts time units dot just give me a minute. I will get the exact method. Yes, code. So typically I'm expecting that it should be coming somewhere. Okay, so timeout time unit dot seconds. So get something from here. Paste it here. Okay, so it's nothing but this is not a syntax. Yes, and the library for the you can use time dot library. Okay, so yes, and especially that should come after your yes. Okay, so now the three steps. One is manage, one is get. Okay, what is third one? Maximizing the browser. Okay, so we have already managed or maximize. We already have a method in driver maximize window screen. Okay, so I mean yes, as everybody do, I also don't know all the methods in WebDriver. So I'll just search which are appropriate for maximizing. So we should have something like window dot. Okay, so maximize. Okay, it's all about practice. So you actually it maximizes. Okay, so now it maximizes. That's it. So now we have 3 steps and we are in. So now forgot about the before and after. Okay, so don't bother about them at all. You're almost done with that. Okay, so now the actual implementation. The actual implementation is what exactly we need to do. We need to I am in login phase. We need to make sure that you are in that login phase. Okay, we should not get any 404 error or something like that. So we need to make sure that the user is at the login phase. And if we can implement that in this method, then that step is done. So I should see now after coming into this phase, you need to forget about anything else. You need to only remember what this method have to do. You need to implement that. And only thing that you have in your hand is driver. With that driver, you need to do that. Okay. So forget about everything. Now use your testing brain and think about how can I make sure that I am in login phase. I'm in login phase. I do not logged in. I'm in login phase. Be very very careful. Okay. So I I typically I should be in the I should actually see this if I'm logging in, right? Okay. So what I do, I actually get this locator using what you call web element option in Chrome or Firefox, whatever it is. Okay. So typically what I can do is so I need to get this. So what I do is in this there is an ID login. In this is nothing but a set of part of a page. So it's a div or it is a part of web page. In that part of web page, or even I can actually take this as well or this. Okay, so in this part of web page, I need to make sure that the login or register text is shown. Then that means that I am in the login page. Okay, so be very careful and I send email and password. Okay, yes. So first of all, I need to make sure that that is there. So what I do, yes, as I said, we should put asset. So asset dot asset true, which actually asset dot true is true. Asset dot true, asset true. The condition is first of all I need to get that driver dot find element by dot id and okay, and the id is this which I already have. Okay, so this will bring all the text in that box. That box of a set of tests, I don't bother about anything, but I need to make sure that the login text is present. So I use this string contains method to actually get all the text back. Okay, so you use um, get text, which actually brings all the text in that particular body, and then we need to make sure that it contains what we want. So what we are expecting. This is what this text is what I am expecting. Okay, be very very careful. Okay, this you need to bring this text which I'm expecting. So what happens if you can't see this? That means that you are not in login page. So if it is showing something like Amazon.com, this which is wrong, and if it is not showing the actual page, it's showing page 505. So the first step itself is failed. Okay, so I put that properly. Okay, so this is the text. So that's it. So now you are in login page. So I am in Wiggle login page. So this particular line is fulfilled now. Okay, so shall we go and test this?
Yes.
Yes.
We can go and test this. Okay, so again, running is a matter of. So it opens the browser, maximize it, and verify the phase where the user should be. So it sticks to what the business wants. Okay. Okay. So asset flow is a success.
Then it is verified.
Yeah, it is verified. If it's failed, it will throw an exception. Okay, so example for you to test, if I say something like this, what should happen?
It should fail.
It should fail. Okay, so let us run that.
Fail.
Fail. Okay, so obviously it's an assertion error. Okay, so that way you can make sure that you are the right case. Okay, so that step is done. Okay, the second thing, I sign in with email and password. Okay, there's a little bit of tricky thing here. You need to actually say that you don't have an account. Okay, so the first thing is, if you want to sign in with email and password, first thing that you do is you actually make sure that you check this radio box and give your email and password. Okay. Uh, okay, and as I said, this is the scope of the first scenario. We are giving a valid username and password. Okay, so we should have a registered user with us. Okay, so to get a valid registered user, we need to actually register manually first. Okay, that thing I will do while I'm pausing. So now what I do is I need to make sure that first I check that radio button and then give username and password. For that, I need to write all the code corresponding to login. Still clicking on the login button. After that, I don't care. So I'm signing into the email and password. That's it. Okay. So now the scope of this is give username and password. Click on the button. So for that radio button, as we already have to do it, we need to get the locator for this. Okay, so routine process. So ID we have a very good ID for this website. We can use the state ID. So what is the method? Driver dot find element dot ID dot click. Okay. So after that, we need to give the email ID, right? So find element dot by dot do you know the ID? Then this matter of going here. Here we have one wonderful ID. I think it's very tester friendly website where I'm getting all the very good IDs. Okay, dot send this. And as I said, I already have a hard coded value here. Not parameterizing this for the scope of this test or this what you call feature, but going forward I will parameterize that. But I think I can use the same set of code later. Okay, same way, driver dot find element by dot id and get your password. So where is the password? You make sure that you get the proper IDs. So this ID is matter of a second. So go here and send keys. And what is the password? Password is WSWORD. The next thing is I need to click on the button. So here no need of reset right now. I'm doing an action here. I don't think so. Okay. So now yes, I have a bit problem here because I don't have an ID or I don't have a name. I don't have a proper class. Don't really do anything with the class. It is not a link. It's a button. Yeah, and don't use this class because it has a space in between. It may cause a problem. So you have to create an expert for that. So for that, again, you should be a good Selenium tester to actually create expert for that. So your dot expert, and you should have very confidence of what you're doing. So make sure that you actually do something like this button, and what I will take, I'll take type as your value, and you just paste it this submit here, which actually creates an excellent export for you. Dot click. So I really don't bother about what happens after that. So is this set of code fulfilling what it is asking to do us?
Yes.
So it is exactly doing, provided we do a hard code value, but it is what we are supposed to do. Any problem? Any questions? Okay, so now if we run this, the second step will be should be passed. Okay, if we have any problems, it will fail. Okay, so I'll run it again. Make sure that your export is good.
So I think we need to say
No, I'm in different browser altogether. So I'm
Yeah.
not, as is not using anything in Firefox. So yes, this is test one two. Click that, signing into that. Make sure that home page open. Make sure that you get that login, and then you put the radio button. Login option.
Verify as well, yeah? After signing.
No need to verify.
Okay.
See, you actually think about when I sign. That's it. Here he's not asking whether you are verify that you are signing. Okay, so it's a bit of a little bit thought process. Yes.
Verification should be done in then method.
Typically yes, but so it can be sometimes at given, sometimes at then, and sometimes not in given. When you are in your home page, yes, you can actually do that without that asset also. Okay, so that depends, but typically yes. Then we expect that we should have an asset. Okay, yeah, maybe it is. Uh, there is an unexpected pop-up here. Uh, yeah, there may be some problem here that may happen. No, don't worry about that. This happens. Element is not visible, so not being detected. So actually, we need to verify that which place it got a problem. So this is a place it got a problem. So it is not able to get that checkbox at the very first instant. Okay, so let us do that manually and check. So what box we are verifying? We are verifying about this. Okay, see ID is good login option. So I think we copied that in a wrong way. This is what we need to. Okay, so yeah, that do happens, but we should be very patient, and we should actually try to analyze what is the problem. Okay, so yeah, Selenium is not an enemy; it's a friend. So don't be panic. Okay. What is happening is before you you put your radio box on, the ID is different. After putting it is different. So in the previous case, we kept it as and taken the ID. That is the reason why it had created a little bit of problem. Okay, don't worry about that. That too happens. Okay. There is a problem with Firefox latest version. It opens the browser. Okay, so that is okay. So it is success. So yes, you are done the two things. Now let me implement the third point. Okay, the third point is very simple. We need to verify that particular sign out link is present or not. Okay, so for that, what I can actually do is I actually can use a direct is displayed method. Okay, so yes, see, thing is from business point of view, you should be logged in, but technically, as a tester point of view, how do I verify that? I verify that by actually making sure that that sign out link is there in the UI. Obviously, common sense is that if you're not logged in, you don't have a sign out link. Okay, should put a little bit of testing, what you call knowledge behind that. So very simple. Okay, so we should be very careful because um, it actually is very case sensitive. So I'm very much doubt whether so what I do is I need to yeah. So S is capital, O is capital. So what I will do is just copy paste in the HTML code. Okay, it's always good to copy paste. Okay, it's not good when you are reading when you are studying, but now it is very good. So not click, not click. It is displayed. Okay, so if it is displayed, and what we do is we put asset for that. Asset dot asset 2 and okay, and make sure that it's true. So if it is displayed, it is positive. Not displayed, it's positive. Okay, so yes, that's it. Again, run all the three steps. Now we have implemented all the three steps, and if the login is successful, we get all the steps are passed. If something is failed, then we actually got some problem from here. Okay, don't worry about the first browser. It will open one more browser because there is a security. There is a problem with Firefox latest version with Selenium version we are using right now. But if we use Selenium 15, sorry, Firefox 15 version, then it definitely works. Okay, but that's not a blocker. So you can see that beautifully it is typing, it is going, verifying that sign out button is there, and everything is fine, everything is clear. Okay, so now we can say that we had successfully implemented one steps in Cucumber. We created all the three steps, which are technically which have step definition behind that, and I can definitely say that if this scenario is working every time, and I can say that my login is always working. So I have a belief on my application just by saying the Cucumber. Okay, and if you want to see the result and about that in a HTML format, because we had given that we asked them to give the result in HTML format. Okay, so for that, typically what you do is you go to your whatever the uh, the place that you actually running it. Yeah, you go to workspace. Yeah, thank you very much. Go to that and go to your target, and you got your Cucumber, and in that you have a report called index, and open this. You can see that your scenario is all green. Like that, as a Google customer, I am not able to do this. So for this scenario, you got to run, and that scenario for okay. Okay, any doubts?
What if JSON?
It won't give this report, but that JSON reports are used when you are using a Jenkins continuous server. Okay, so we can generate in JSON and an HTML. HTML is for local purpose, but when you're using your continuous integration server, which we'll be doing in the last video, then we'll be using JSON so that the report will come into JSON. Okay, okay, thank you.